Hello everyone, this is Linkamus Prime, and today we are taking a look at the Hiya Toys 1991 Godzilla. Now right off the bat I gotta say, this is the greatest Heisei era Godzilla figure ever made. I know the promo images did this figure a lot of justice, but I was not expecting when I first got this thing in hand that it was going to be as good as I thought it was. It's even better. Like, it exceeds my expectations on how good this thing is. But just getting right into it, the paint and detail on this figure is immaculate. Everything from the texturing to the wrinkles are sculpted perfectly, and they did a very good job at paying attention to detail and really looking and capturing the appearance of 1991's design and suit from the movie. And just taking a closer look here at the head, man, that is done perfectly. That is 1991 Godzilla. I mean, this is just like a very good basic Heisei Godzilla, but in terms of specifically 91, this is just utter perfection. But just looking closer at the head here, I mean, everything here is nicely sculpted. That snarl looks fantastic. And yeah, and just kind of like opening up the mouth and all the, texturing going on the inside. It is a little hard to see, but you can kind of see like right there. That looks fantastic. You even get like the individual teeth, and kind of like moving into the paint detail as well. They painted everything here individually. All of those little teeth in the back row painted. Fantastic. And I mean, the way that they're even sculpted and painted here, it's just done like there's no mistakes here. Not a single mistake. That's just how good this thing looks, and that's just how good this thing was made. The eyes are definitely something I want to kind of like touch on here. The original promo images presented that the eyes were going to be kind of like big and cartoonish. They fixed them. They fixed them on this release, and it looks so much better. I wish there could have been maybe a little bit more, I guess, like red and yellow in that air, like it just kind of in there. But for what this accomplishes, I mean, they got the glossy look. They look like Heisei Godzilla's eyes enough to me. So yeah, very, very well done. The rest of the sculpting all across the body, very nicely done. Like I said, the wrinkles and everything, all the texturing here looks great. The dorsal spines are another area that I'd like to talk about. Have all of the bumpy kind of stuff going on here all the way down, and it's all sculpted all throughout until the very tip of the tail, and it's all painted. Everything from the tip of the tail up here to the head right here, all painted in like white to gray, and the way the paint just kind of fades in is done so nicely. But yeah, I love that. The nails on the hands are one area that I guess leave just a little bit to be desired, but they're done honestly the best that I believe they could have been done. They don't blend too well. I wish there could have been a little bit more of like a blend from the finger to the nail, but it's okay. There is a little bit of like a brown to yellow kind of transition, which looks really good. I do think the paint here for the nails on the feet were done a lot better, and they also do have some sculpting on the nails as well, just some little lines, so I think that's really cool. But yeah, and then other things as well. There is a bit of like a black and brown wash going on here all throughout, and that really does kind of bring this whole thing into reality. But yeah, one thing I will say I'm not the biggest fan of is that he is a tad glossy. You can kind of see that there's a little bit of shine going on here, and I'm not the biggest fan of that. Kind of like this matte finish that you see on the dorsals. I really wish we could have gotten that for the rest of the body. I guess it does make him look like he's coming out of the water, so there's that. But yeah, in terms of just a basic kind of looking Godzilla, kind of wish he was just a matte finish. Now, 91 Goji here does come with only 2 accessories, which are these included extra hands, and they're sculpted really nicely. I do prefer these over just the basic kind of like widespread open. Like, these are good for this pose, but I think these ones more so match the Heisei Godzilla look to them. But yeah, very nicely sculpted, very nicely painted, but yeah. And to replace, you just pop this off. Pop this off. There we go. And just pop it back on like so. And there he is with the additional hands. And yeah, looks way better. Now, when it comes down to Godzilla's articulation, we do have two ball joint, kind of like dumbbell segments right here from here to here. So he can look down that far and look up that far, which is very nice, as well as side to side like so. It's little but you know, so that's pretty much all the range you get. And then he can look left and right. I'm pretty sure you can get full rotation here just at the neck, but I don't think you're going to be really utilizing that. His jaw can open right here. I believe it's on it's either on a hinge joint or a ball joint. I think it's a hinge joint, but yeah, so mouth can open about that far, and he does have tongue articulation, which is very nice. Now it comes down to the arms. Arms can rotate. I would like to say all the way around, but it is a bit tricky, so I wouldn't recommend it. Can move out that far and in about that much. Do have a swivel here at the bicep, as well as a swivel here at the elbow, and a little bit of kind of side to side. It's just another ball joint system. And then you do get a double jointed bend here at the elbow. Can go about that far and extend about that much. And then we have another dumbbell ball joint system here, keeping these sections together, so get some rotation going up and down at the wrists, as well as all the way around, and of course some side to side. This section in the torso, not the best. That's really all we're gonna get. All of the sculpting here kind of just hinders what's going on up here. So because of that, you know, that's really about as much as you're going to get with that. And of course, not too much. A little bit more in the realm of side to side, which is kind of funny. And of course, rotation as such. The legs can split outward and go inward. We do have full rotation here at the thigh, like so. We do have a little bit of a swivel in the knee, but not as much. Have a very nice bend at the knee, a little bit of swivel down here at the calf, and the ankle can swivel and move up and down just a little bit, as well as a little pivot. Not too much, but it's okay. And finally, for the tail, every single segment is articulated. This is the greatest tail on any Godzilla figure I've ever owned, and I think it will stay that way. I don't think there's another tail that's better. But yeah, it can fully extend, fully straighten out. And yeah, this is how every tail on a Godzilla figure, in my opinion, should be. This is fantastic. And it's even cooler because if you get it positioned a specific way, you can actually get him to stand on his tail. It takes a little bit of doing. I can't fully get it right now, but yeah, he can stand on his tail. So that's really cool. But yeah, so there's that. But the range on this thing is phenomenal. Like that's as much curl as you're getting out of this thing. That's almost like all the way, right? So that's really cool. But yeah, best tail I've ever seen on a Godzilla figure. Yeah, that is awesome. And due to his very solid articulation, you can get a lot of great poses out of this guy. And just for a quick size comparison, here we have Hiya Toys 1991 Godzilla next to the NECA Bio Goji. This was one of my earliest reviews, if you guys remember that. And another one, here we have the SH Monster Arts 1995 Rebirth Goji. And yeah, I would say these are all like the definitive kind of looks for Heisei Godzilla. And honestly, he scales really well with NECA Bio Goji, so that's really cool. And for my final comments on this figure, I highly recommend picking this up while you still can. This is not the only version that exists. There's also a Heat Ray version that exists. That one I really want to get. I do not possess him right now, but down the line, I am thinking of picking him up because he looks really good, especially with that atomic breath. This figure is about $50 retail, a little bit more due to tariffs, unfortunately, so you are probably going to have to shell out just a tiny bit more. But I would say, despite that, the price he goes for, you know, after tax, after shipping, in my opinion, is still worth it. It is a phenomenal figure, way cheaper than an SH Monster Arts, and honestly, way more I guess, articulated. Like, there's a lot more articulation cuts on an SH Monstarts, but that tail alone is something to really consider how well done this figure is. And for what you're getting 2 additional hands, and you're just getting a phenomenal figure in general. I mean, all of that for 50 to 60 bucks, really, really good. Highly recommend it. You can pick them up, I believe, on Big Bad Toy Store. You can get them from the official Hiya website. If you have any local retailers that, you know, maybe stocking these guys like comic shops, definitely check this out. But yeah, anyways, guys, that is my review on the Hiya Toys 1991 Godzilla from Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah. I hope you all enjoyed. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.